Hello dear student, myself Dr. Surekha Jaiswal, Head Department of Physics, Moreshwar College, Bokardhan. Today we will see modern and nuclear physics. Paper code number PHY 202, paper number 8. Now see, today's topic is the Liu method and X-ray spectra. The Liu method. We know that in 1895 Roentgen has discovered the X-ray, but when they discovered their nature of the X-rays were unknown to the scientists. Therefore, there are two groups of scientists. Few of them are considering the X-rays are similar to cathode rays, that is, they are having particle nature, and one group are the few scientists are considering that the X-rays are nothing but the electromagnetic radiation. If they are electromagnetic radiation, then they should show the properties such as light rays, and hence as light refract, reflect, then there is the polarization of light. Hence, few of the properties such as diffraction, polarization, interference should be shown by the X-rays. Consider wave nature of X-rays. X-rays should diffracted. Now, Liu scientist, he has used two crystal to diffraction of X-rays. It is the principal method of crystal structure analysis. The Liu method is widely used to orient crystal for solid state experiments. In this method, a bundle of polychromatic X-rays strike at 90 degrees on the plane of a crystal. In figure, in this method, a X-rays source uses a white source of X-rays. It means that it is polychromatic. It consists of many wavelengths. Then X-ray beam allowed to incident on a crystal. That is crystal as shown in figure. And this crystal is having specific size. Size of crystal is less than 1 mm, and this crystal is single crystal. Here we have to place a crystal in single crystal form whose crystal structure or crystal orientation we want to study. These are basic requirements of Liu method. X-ray beam is allowed to pass through this single crystal, and it is allowed to incident on a photographic plate, which is placed as shown in figure. See, in figure P dash P is a photographic plate, and hence the X-rays which are emitted or which are transmitted, the single crystal are allowed to incident on a photographic plate, and it is observed the pattern like as shown in figure. Now, in figure, X-rays are produced with the help of source having range is 0.02 nanometer to 0.2 nanometer. A pinhole arrangement produces a well collimated beam, and the flat film or photographic plate are placed in front side of specimen. When rays passes through crystal, the rays encounter Bragg's plane with different spacing d. These different planes make different angle theta with the direction of X-rays. some combination of d, theta and lambda satisfy the condition of Bragg's formula with the resulting increase in intensity of refracted X-rays. In figure, primary rays pass through the crystal and produce black spot at point C on photographic plate PP dash. Different wavelengths include in the primary incident X-rays will produce spot around the C or central spot. By using this method, we can measure shape but not about size of unit cell because we cannot find out wavelength corresponding to a spot. Also, we cannot measure interplanar spacing. Suppose in figure A1 and A2 represent the position of possible Bragg's plane theta. See A1 and A2. In figure B, the corresponding angle. A is the spot on the photographic plate. Therefore, AC equal to AC equal to R tan of 2 theta. This distance is from the photographic plate, that is here, that is denoted by capital R. So AC becomes here R into tan 2 theta, and if AC and R are measured, the theta can be found for corresponding plane. X-ray spectra. The dependence of intensity of X-rays emitted by a source on wavelength frequency is known as its X-ray spectrum. Consists of continuous spectrum and characteristic spectrum or line spectrum. Now see continuous X-ray spectrum. X-ray are produced by striking high velocity electrons on heavy material target, but some of the high velocity electrons penetrate the atom and attract towards positive nuclei. While passing from nuclei, electrons deflect and slow down or deaccelerated in the strong field of nucleus, and the energy lost during deacceleration is given out in the form of X-rays of continuously varying wavelength. These X-rays produces continuous spectrum. It has a sharply defined short wavelength limit lambda minimum or high velocity limit F maximum. In figure below shows electrons emitted from the cathode in the X-ray tube. See in figure are accelerated towards the target, strike it, penetrate deep into the interior of its atom, and are attracted by the nuclei due to strong electrostatic interaction. The electrons therefore deviate from the original path. Now the deviation of the electron from its straight path is equivalent to its collision with the nucleus, seen figure. So electrons loses some of its energy due to collision, and this energy appears as an X-ray photon. If EI is the initial kinetic energy and EF is the final kinetic energy, then energy of X-ray photon equal to EI minus EF. If mu is the frequency of X-ray photon, then H nu equal to EI minus EF, and the production of continuous spectrum is the result of inverse photoelectric effect with electron kinetic energy EI minus EF being transferred into a photon energy, that is H nu. According to classical theory, X-ray spectrum consists of all frequencies between 0 to infinity, called as short wavelength limit or lambda minimum, but according to quantum theory, there is minimum wavelength only up to which continuous X-ray spectrum extends. Now to calculate lambda minimum, consider the velocity of incident electron decreases from Vi to Vf due to interaction with the nucleus. Vi is the initial velocity and Vf is the final velocity. Then frequency of X-ray photon is given by h nu equal to half m Vi square, where Vi is the initial velocity, minus half m Vf square, where Vf is the final velocity. When electron is completely brought to rest by electrostatic interaction, that is Vf equal to 0, and then the entire kinetic energy of the electron is radiated as an X-ray photon and has maximum frequency of minimum wavelength. Therefore, h nu max, that is a maximum h nu max equal to 1 half mvi square, or Vmax equal to mvi square upon 2h. Therefore, lambda minimum equal to C upon Vmax. See here, Vmax equal to mvi square upon 2h. So, lambda minimum equal to 2ch upon mvi square, and therefore lambda minimum is inversely proportional to accelerating velocity. If V is the potential difference between the cathode and the target to accelerate the electron, then half mvi square equal to V0, and from 1 and 3 we get lambda V max h nu max equal to V0, V max equal to E into V upon H, and therefore H nu max equal to H C upon lambda minimum, and therefore lambda minimum equal to C upon V max, and therefore lambda minimum equal to C H upon E into V, or HC upon lambda minimum equal to E into V. Therefore lambda minimum equal to H into C upon E into V. Putting the value of E, that is 1.602 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb, H equal to 6.62 into 10 raised to minus 34 joule. Therefore C equal to 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second, and therefore lambda minimum equal to 6.62 into 10 raised to minus 34 into 3 into 10 raised to 8 upon 1.602 into 10 raised to minus 19 whole. So lambda minimum equal to 1.24 into 10 raised to minus 6 upon V, and therefore lambda minimum equal to 12,400 upon V angstrom. From equation, the lowest wavelength limit of continuous spectra is inversely proportional to the accelerating potential of X-ray tube. Therefore lambda minimum is inversely proportional to accelerating potential V. Also, the plot of relative intensity of X-ray spectra versus wavelength is shown in different potential applied to an X-ray tube shown between the cathode and target. That is a stem. So, graphical presentation of continuous spectra are shown in the graph. It is clear from the graph it is produced due to the acceleration of high velocity electrons when they are deflected while passing near the positively charged nucleus of an atom of the target material. It has definite short wavelength limit, that is lambda minimum equal to 10,400 upon V in angstrom or 12,400 upon V into 10 raised to minus 10 meter. The cutoff wavelength lambda minimum is independent of the target material, but it is inversely proportional to potential difference between cathode and anode of X-ray tube. The value of lambda minimum decreases as this potential difference is increased. The intensity of continuous spectrum is found nearly proportional to square of applied voltage and atomic number of the target material when applied potential difference is constant. From the graph, the cutoff wavelength lambda minimum is independent of the target material, but it is inversely proportional to potential difference between cathode and anode of the X-ray tube. There is a shift of maximum intensity position towards the short wavelength side as voltage increase. Thank you.